What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Speaking of the devil, now we've been talking about going to this Stephan Stearns trial next week. I'll be there, boots on the grounds, bringing you, the DRC family, with me. And I'll be reporting all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And I'll be there for 2 weeks. Hopefully the trial won't last no more than 2 weeks. But Stephan Stearns went to court today, and they gave certain stipulations of him being in the courtroom. And man, this is crazy. This case right here, man. Before I go in and show you what they said today, because it's in stone, it's going to start next Tuesday. This trial right here is going to be something else. Not only being that it's a fact of a child, it's a child crime, a crime against a child, and all of these different charges he has, and then the backstory behind all this, which is head scratching in itself. The stipulations they putting on this man in the courtroom and different demands he has, this right here is going to be a trial for the ages. And I'll be down there bringing it to you live and direct. Take a look at this, and we'll come back and I'll try to explain some of this stuff of what I think they mean. In fact, I'm almost sure they mean. Take a look.
New this noon, the man accused of murdering 13-year-old Madeline Soto was in court this morning for what could be his last hearing before he does go on trial.
And Stephan Stearns is accused of abusing Madeline Soto for years and killing her the day after her 13th birthday party. As West 2's Bob Hazen reports, a judge made rulings today on what Stearns will be allowed to do during the trial.
That trial is set to start next week, and we now know that Stephan Stearns will have to wear a leg brace to keep him from running away. And the judge also raised the possibility of having to close the courtroom at certain times. You could hear the shackles clanking as Stephan Stearns walked into court this morning, but when a jury sees him next week, those cuffs will be off. A court deputy testified today about the other options to keep him under control, including a stun cuff they could use to shock him if he tried to run, or a leg brace.
I would say rather a bit more cumbersome because it's strapped alongside the leg of the person, and if they stretch their leg, it'll snap shut.
The judge ruled Stearns will have to wear that brace. He'll also be able to use a felt pin, despite concerns that it could be used as a weapon. Stearns is facing 2 separate criminal cases, one for allegedly murdering 13-year-old Madeline Soto, who was the daughter of his girlfriend. The other is for 60 charges that he raped Maddie for years and recorded video of it on his phone. The trial for that sexual abuse case set to start next Tuesday. Prosecutors warned the court that they will be showing those disturbing images and playing those videos for the jury, and they'll use a TV or a whiteboard to do so.
The state intends to utilize the whiteboard in an effort to prevent other individuals that do not need to see that evidence.
The judge also said it is possible they might need to clear the public from the court when those videos are played, but did not make a ruling on that. Jury selection for that sex abuse trial is set to start a week from Tuesday. The murder trial right now is scheduled to begin in September.
I'm News 6's Mark Lehman, and we're at the Osceola County Courthouse. This is where the man accused of raping and killing 13-year-old Madeline Soto was back in court. Stephan Stearns faces dozens of sexual abuse charges. His case is set to begin next week. Meanwhile, his defense attorneys are pushing for new motions. Stephan Stearns was back in court today as the judge heard 3 motions on his upcoming sexual abuse trial. The defense first asking to remove newspapers from the courthouse lobby, which they say could potentially taint the jury pool.
The newspapers constantly indicate that there's both a sex case that is currently pending, which is what we're here for this morning, as well as a capital murder case.
That motion was granted along with a reminder for media to follow the rules of the courtroom. Stearns is accused of raping and killing 13-year-old Madeline Soto. For this trial, his lawyers asked to allow him to appear without restraints. The judge deciding a leg brace will be worn that won't be visible but restricts movement.
Basically what happens is when the person sits, it bends, but when they stand up, it just locks and it prevents the person to run away. They would have to essentially hop away because that leg is stiff.
Stearns is facing a separate murder trial in September. In this case, the state will be going through pictures and video found on his cell phone that they say link him to 60 counts of sexual battery and abuse. With sensitive material, prosecutors say they're taking extra measures.
Actual videos and photos and things, the state intends to utilize the whiteboard in an effort to prevent other individuals that do not need to see that evidence.
So at this point, things appear to be moving forward for the sexual abuse trial for Stephan Stearns. Jury selection begins on July 22nd. For now, reporting in Osceola County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
There you have it, all those crazy stipulations. And I'll be down there, like I told you, I'll be down there for 2 weeks. Hopefully the trial will be over by then. And if anybody wants to contribute, like the gas or anything like that, towards the trip, I would appreciate it. And the information's in the description box below. First things first. They're going to put a shock ankle bracelet on his leg because of fear he'd try to run out the courtroom. What would give them that idea? I want you to think about that. If you look back at the basis of this thing, this whole trial, how vicious and bad it is. This is the international trial now, guys. This is the biggest trial I've covered. They think this man is going to try to run out the thing. Why would they do that? What in his character would make them think he would do that type of stuff? Why? Because of all of this stuff that he's done. Remember, I told you before, when these people do something to kids a certain age, a lot of times their mindset and age or headspace is that of that age, that child that they did something to. He's been touching this girl since she was 9 years old. He got over 60 rape charges he's facing in this trial. That's disgraceful. And, you know, I said all I can say about that. This is a long time coming. They've been trying to stop people from coming in the courtroom. They wanted to make it where the public couldn't come in there. Or the media. That was overridden. They kept pushing this back. 3 times they didn't reschedule this thing. I was been supposed to go down there. Now it's written in stone. The 22nd is going down. Jury selection in the feds. They think he gonna run away or try to run out the courtroom. What you think about that? I have never heard that before. I've never heard, hey, put a shock thing on his leg so in case he tries to run, it'll shock him. What? I've never heard that. Have you guys ever heard anything like that? That means behind the scenes, besides this guy being a weirdo in real life, they suspect him being, he did some weird things behind the scenes nobody's talking about. Seriously. Another thing is this, giving them a felt tip pen. I can understand that because they think he'll use it as a weapon. This guy is scared. Believe it or not, this guy's scared. He didn't want the videos and the photos shown. He tried to omit that as evidence. Fool, that's the whole case. Don't show nobody that. You know why I think this is going to happen? And like, this is one of the things I'm dying to see. If his family comes up in there and sits through this trial. Because remember, his dad is supposedly a retired sheriff's deputy. You know what I'm saying? And his mom had said to him, you better tell what you know. Instead of sitting up there with him. So obviously, it's a twist in this case. And that's one of the reasons why I'm driving 14 hours straight to get down there and bring this information to y'all. Because I think this right here is going to be a trial where it's going to be a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns. Now, as far as them showing the videos and all that stuff to the jury, I think they're going to show it just to the jury because they said a whiteboard. So I honestly believe that the media and stuff, then people that are in the courtroom will not see that. And I have no problem with that. Because guys, I'm going to be honest. I was debating for a while. You know, when this first came out and this story struck me and it really bothered me and I was going off on these videos about him. I was like, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm going down there. And I'm like, you know, I try to keep my word with you guys. Then they said they was going to show the stuff. I was saying to myself, like, wait a minute. You know, I started to be like, okay, I can't go back on my thing. I have to ready myself for this. So what I'm thinking, honestly, and I'm more than sure this is what's going to happen, because they said a whiteboard. They're going to put this thing up, because in the feds, they have these giant film projectors that come down, and they face the jury, you know, and the jury can see, and like, depending on where you're sitting in the courtroom, you might be able to get a glimpse of that. I don't want to see it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. You know, I want to give you coverage and all this other stuff, and I think I can give you good coverage without looking at what a man did to the child. Because, I mean, I don't feel right doing that, and it's going to bother me. You know, and, man, I'm getting emotional. This is a rough trial for me. I'm seriously. I mean, I don't like this dude. I see this is going to be rough. You know what I mean? But this hardens you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I might have to do another one of these again. We got to get the on-the-job training. And, you know, ready ourselves to be doing what I said I was going to do, going and travel some of these high-profile cases for you guys. So you guys wish me well. But, I mean, this is really bad. 60 cases of rape against a child from the ages of 9 to 13 before you subsequently killed said child. Now, I'm not going to say nothing about Jen Soto or nothing like that, because, I mean, what else can you say? She's not on the trial right now. We're just going to address what's here. This guy's an idiot. He is. And we'll see what happens next week. But next Monday, I'm gone. I'm hitting that road, Smokey and the Bandit, 14 hours. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go down there, and I'm going to be reporting all the behind-the-scenes stuff the media don't tell you, I will tell you. And we'll see how this go. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Justice for Madeline Soto. Let's get it.